Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're opening up the workshop and building a brand new, really powerful toolkit. But we're not using hammers and wrenches. Nope. We're using 4 incredible automation technologies that are totally changing how we all work. So let's open up the box and see what we've got inside.
Have you ever been on the phone with customer service and you hear this? "One moment, please." And then it's just silence, followed by what feels like an eternity of keyboard tapping. That agonizing wait while someone is manually digging for your information.
Yep, that silence, that is the sound of inefficient manual processes grinding things to a halt. But what if we could actually fix that? Today, we're going to arm you with a toolkit. 4 key automation technologies designed to get rid of those delays and just supercharge productivity.
Okay, so here are the tools we're adding to our belt today. We'll kick things off with natural language generation, or NLG. Then we'll get into voice technology, followed by chatbots, and finally, robotic process automation, which you'll hear called RPA. Then we'll wrap it all up by figuring out how to pick the right tool for the right job.
All right, first tool out of the box is natural language generation. Just imagine a machine that can look at a bunch of complex data and then write a perfectly clear, easy-to-read summary for you. Well, that's NLG. So what it does is it takes raw, structured data, think spreadsheets, databases, all those analytics dashboards, and it translates it into text that a human can actually read. And we're not just talking about filling in a few blanks in a template here. We're talking about complete sentences, accurate grammar, the whole shebang, all generated automatically.
So, where is this stuff actually being used? Honestly, everywhere. From writing those super dense financial reports in medical records to creating compelling real estate listings. In a call center, it can even generate a complete summary of a customer's call the second it ends. So how can you spot a job for NLG in your own work? It's pretty easy. Just look for any process where a person has to analyze data and then write something about it. Ask yourself, what reports are we creating by hand? And, maybe even better, where would a written summary be really useful, but we just don't have the people or the time to do it? That's your target.
Let's move on to our second tool, speech and voice technology. Now, if you're thinking of those old, really frustrating phone systems that couldn't even understand you when you said operator, you need to see this. The technology has made just a quantum leap forward.
You can think of this as a two-sided tool. On one side, you've got speech recognition. That's the machine's ability to listen and turn your words into text. Like when your phone transcribes a voicemail. Then, on the other side, you have voice technology. That's the machine speaking back to you so clearly you might not even realize it's not a real person.
And here's the proof of that quantum leap I was talking about. You can see how much the old system struggled. Well, formal studies have shown that modern AI isn't just as good as a human listener, sometimes it's actually better. This huge drop in the error rate is what's opening up so many incredible possibilities.
And it goes way, way beyond just recognizing words. Today's systems can handle ambiguity, they can understand non-native speakers, and they can even identify a caller just by the sound of their voice. A call center can use this to detect if a caller is getting frustrated and then automatically escalate that call to a human agent. That's the difference between a happy customer and a lost one.
Tool number 3, chatbots. You've probably run into them on websites, and let's be honest, maybe you've been a little annoyed by them in the past. But just like voice tech, they've evolved from these simple, rigid tools into really sophisticated virtual agents.
So here's the key difference. The old chatbots were totally rule-based. They just looked for keywords and spit out a templated response. Modern virtual agents, though, they use machine learning. They understand context, they can adapt their tone, and they can handle unstructured conversations. Sometimes so well you can't even tell if you're talking to a person or not.
So where do you actually put these things to work? Well, think about any place where an instant response would make the customer experience better. They can give immediate help on a website. They can send that first reply to a customer email. Or they can handle all those first-level support questions, which frees up your human agents for the more complex problems.
And for our final tool, let's talk about your new digital workforce, robotic process automation, or RPA. Now, this isn't a physical robot. Think of it more like an invisible robot that lives inside your computer. A perfect candidate for RPA is a process I'm sure many of us know all too well, the human swivel chair. This is where an employee literally copies information from one system, swivels their chair, and pastes it into another system, over and over and over again. It's so tedious, it's prone to errors, and it's just a massive waste of time.
This quote really gets to the heart of what RPA does. It doesn't require some big, complex, expensive integration. Instead, it keeps the double data entry but has a robot do it instead of a human. So it automates the actions, the clicks, the keystrokes, not the entire system.
RPA bots are perfect for any task that's repeatable and driven by rules. I'm talking logging into applications, moving files, opening email attachments, filling out forms. And what's really great is that a lot of times these bots can be set up by business analysts using drag-and-drop tools. No coding required.
Okay, we've filled our toolkit with 4 really powerful pieces of tech. Now, let's put together a quick cheat sheet so you know exactly which tool to grab for which job. Here it is, in a nutshell. If you need to write reports from data, you're going to grab NLG. If you need to understand what users are saying and talk back, that's speech and voice. Need to automate conversations? You'll want to deploy a chatbot. And if you just need to mimic all those repetitive clicks and keystrokes, RPA is absolutely your go-to tool.
So, the toolkit is yours now. Look around at your own work, at your team's processes. Think about those tedious reports, the long wait times, that endless copying and pasting. The only question left is, which process are you going to transform first?